Very good morning, my dear students. Today we are going to discuss representation of arrays. Before going to discuss representation of arrays, we need to revise the previous classes. Then what is data structure? Data structure is a particular way of organizing data in a computer so that it can be used effectively. This is an example for array representation. So then classification of data structures, we know very well there are mainly two types of data structures, linear data structure and non-linear data structure. We need to learn in this semester linear and non-linear data structures. So primitive data structures, character, integer, float, double, these are the primitive data structures. Then these are the non-primitive data structures, linear data structures and non-linear data structures. Then properties of linear data structures, arrays, stacks, queues, and linked lists are the examples for linear data structures. Then linear data structures one by one, arrays, stacks, queues, linked lists. Then these are all already learned in the previous classes. Then non-linear data structures in which elements are not arranged sequential are called non-linear data structures. So then trees, graphs are the examples for non-linear data structures. This is an example for a tree and this is an example for a graph. Okay, these are the differences between linear and non-linear data structures. Differences between linear and non-linear data structures. Then what are the operations on data structures? The first one is traversing, second one is insertion, third one is deletion, fourth one is searching, fifth one is sorting, and the sixth one is merging. These are all the operations on data structures. Then ADT, abstract data type. What is an ADT? An abstract data type is a collection of values and a set of operations that is called abstract ADT. Then a data structure is a collection of data structure. What is data structure? The way of organizing data is called data structure. The way of, then here ADTs are hide here in the data structures. Clear? Next one is these are the abstract data types: string ADT, stack ADT, ADT, array ADT, queue ADT, then linked list ADT, binary search trees ADT, etc. These are all the ADTs. Then the complexity of algorithms. So there are two types of complexities. One is time complexity and the second one is space complexity. So a simple what is algorithm? Step-by-step procedure to solve a problem is known as algorithm. Then these are the two types of complexities. One is for time complexity, second one is for space complexity. What is time complexity? So how much time is required to execute the program is known as time complexity. What is space complexity? How much space is used to store the elements in a program is known as space complexity. Space and time. This is the space complexity. Then the next one is complexities of an algorithm is studied with respect to the following three cases. Simply a complexities like time complexity calculated in three ways. Time complexities are calculated in three ways. The first one is worst case, second one is average case, and the third one is best case. Okay, then the worst case means here upper bound, maximum repetitions, maximum values it will take. By average case means medium. Then the next one is best case means average. Okay, then in the worst case analysis we calculate upper bound values to run on the program. Okay, then the average case we take all possible inputs and calculate computing time for all the inputs. Then the best case here lower bound, here calculate lower bound and running time of an algorithm. So then array abstract an abstract data type. Array is an abstract data type. Why it is called an abstract data type? We know array is a collection of same related data items with a common name. Then we can create an array, we can insert elements, we can retrieve elements, we can store elements in the array. What is an abstract data type? Abstract data type is a set of values and a set of operations. Collection of values and a set of operations. Simply array, we can store some values and also apply some operations. So that's why that is called array abstract data type. Next one is array and its types. Okay, we know what is an array. An array is a collection of data items with a common name. There are three types of arrays. Simply, first one is one-dimensional array, second one is two-dimensional array, and the third one is multi-dimensional array. What is one-dimensional array? One-dimensional array is a collection of a list of elements, either x-axis and y-axis. So list of elements. The elements are placed on x-axis or y-axis. Then what is two-dimensional array? Two-dimensional array is a collection of a table of elements. Simply, two-dimensional array means collection of a table elements. Table means a table consists of rows and columns. Clear? Then the next one is multi-dimensional array. Multi-dimensional array is a collection of two or more dimensions. This is single dimensional array definition. An array is a collection of list of elements that are referred by a common name. An array is also called one-dimensional array or single dimensional array. So this is an example, general syntax of the one-dimensional array. This is an example for the one-dimensional array. Then this is the general example for the array initialization. So it shows. Okay. Next one, this is an example program for one-dimensional array. This is used to the first part, declaration part, and the second part is read and how many elements you want to retrieve, and the third part to read n elements. N elements means array elements. Then find the sum of n elements in an array and display average of n elements. Then the display sum and average of the array. Two-dimensional array is a collection of a table of elements. Here dimensions source two dimensions x and y. X represents the rows elements and y represents the column elements. Clear? Then the next one is a declaration. This is the two-dimensional general syntax of the two-dimensional array. Here data type. Data type is a keyword. Then variable name is a user-defined name, size 1 and size 2. Then these two are the first one is rows and second one is columns. A number of rows and number of columns. Integer is a keyword. A is our given name. Then two rows and two columns. Total 4 elements. Here integer B of 3 rows and 3 columns. Clear? Initialization and accessing elements. The syntax of two-dimensional array initialization. So this is the general syntax of the two-dimensional array initialization. These are the elements 2. Here first 2. Then four elements assigned into A. Then the next one is 3 rows and 3 columns. 3 rows and 3 columns. Each row consists of 3 columns. First column, second column, third column. Next one, next row. So then 3 by 3, total 9 elements assigned into the 3 by 3 matrix. This is the general example following the diagram. This is the diagram for example. Then 2 by 2 matrix and 3 by 3 matrix. Okay, clear? This is an example program. It is also reading 2 by 2 matrix, n by two-dimensional matrix elements. Then find sum of elements in a two-dimensional matrix. Then find display sum and average of the. Next one is multi-dimensional array. Your multi-dimensional array is a collection of 2 or more dimensions. So then this is the general syntax of the multi-dimensional array declaration. Your variable name, size 1, size 2, size 3, so on, size n, integer a of 2, 3, 3. Then these are all the two-dimensional array elements, multi-dimensional array elements or three-dimensional array elements. Okay, clear? Then 3, 2, 2. Here how many rows and how many columns? Then 3. Here simply all of you. Then 3 rows, 2 columns. Again 2 rows, 2 columns. Here 3 rows means each row consists of 2 rows and 2 columns, sub rows and sub columns. Here first row, second one, next column. This is an example for diagram for this is all of you. 0, 1, 2, 3. How many rows? 3 rows. Clear? 3 columns. Then each column divided into 2 rows and 2 columns. 2 rows and 2 columns. 2 rows and 2 columns. So this representation is called multi-dimensional representation. Clear? Multi-dimensional array representation. This is an example program for reading multi-dimensional array elements, find sum and display sum and average of the representation of one-dimensional representation of arrays. Representation of arrays. All of you. Representation of arrays. representation of arrays. So this is the today's topic. All of you listen carefully. So we want to learn representation of arrays. Already we discussed in the previous class, but a little bit important. Okay. Write and explain. In the previous and end examinations, they will ask write and explain representation of array. Define an array. What are the types of arrays available in C programming? Explain each and every one. Clear? This is a question, formation of question. A representation of array. So this is the today's class, most important class. Representation of array or one-dimensional array or two-dimensional array or multi-dimensional array. Clear? An array is a collection of same related elements common with the same name. Real? Clear? An array is a collection of same related data items with a common name. Clear? Here there are many directions, many dimensional arrays are available in C language. One-dimensional array, two-dimensional array, and multi-dimensional array. So one-dimensional array is a group of same typed variables stored in X or Y directions. The elements at the very first position in the array is called its base address. Now consider the following example. Integer A of 5. How many elements do we want to store? Simply we need to assign 5 elements only, maximum 5 elements, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Here 10 assigned into A of 0 address location, 20 assigned into A of 1 address location, then 30 assigned into A of 2 address location, 40 assigned into A of 3 address location, then 50 assigned into A of 4th address location. Clear? Then in this example, clear, these are all the indexes 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. These are all the values 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Then these are all the addresses 100, 102, 104, 106, 108. All of you listen carefully. Then here integer A of 5. Integer A of 5. How many blocks memory is allocated? 5 blocks are available. Are there? Verify. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blocks available. Clear? Here the lower bound and here the lower bound value. I mean your index value starting with 0. Next, the index value upper bound value is ended with n minus 1. What is n value? 5. 5 minus 1 equal to 4. Clear all of you? So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Total 5 elements, 5 memory blocks. But here in array representations, the lower bound value is 0, and the upper bound value equal to n minus 1. Clear all of you? Next one, A5, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. These are all the elements assigned in a sequential order. Sequential order means one after another in linear order. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Here we have all of you values. Then these are all the indexes. These are all the addresses. All of you. Here the base address is 100. Then next address equal to 102. Then the next address equal to 104. And the next address equal to 106. And next address equal to 108. How? What is the difference? So simply each memory block, if it is an integer variable, each memory block occupies 2 bytes memory. The first memory block is occupied 2 bytes, 100 and 101. Clear? Each memory block occupies 1 address. Then how many memory blocks? 2 memory. This is 1 memory block. How many bytes? 2 bytes. The first byte address equal to 100 and the second byte address equal to 101. Next memory block occupies 2 bytes, 102 and 103. First memory block address equal to 102 and the second memory block address equal to 103. And this is also same. Clear? Then these are all the addresses. These are all the indexes here. All of you. Then if it is a character array, each memory block occupies 1 byte memory. If it is a character array, each memory block occupies 1 byte memory. If it is a float array, each memory block occupies 4 bytes memory. Each block occupies 4 bytes memory. If it is a character array, each block occupies 1 byte memory. The address representation is 100, 101 next block. Next block is 102. Next block equal to 103. Next block equal to 104. If it is a character array, then if it is a float array, each block occupies 4 bytes memory. Next block occupies, next block occupies 4 bytes memory. Clear? Then what is the address representation? For example, we assume the first block address equal to 100 and the next block address equal to, tell me, next block address equal to, if it is a float array, float occupies 4 bytes memory. So the first address equal to 100, then the next address equal to 104. Why? So this block occupies 4 bytes memory. So each byte address 100, 101, 102, 103, 4 bytes. Next starting 104. Clear? Next starting 108, 112, etc. So all of here we have defined an array of 5 elements of integer type whose first index element is at base address 100. That is the element A of 0 is stored at the address at 100. Now for calculating the address of the next element A of 1, we can use the following formula. So base address 100 plus number of bytes occupied by elements into index of the element I. Here C is constant. For example, for integer, the value of C will be 2 bytes since an integer occupies 2 bytes of memory. Now we can calculate the starting address of second element as A of 1, that is 100 plus 2 into 1 equal to 102. Similarly, A of second location address equal to 2 into 2, 104, 106, 108, etc. Then the next array is a two-dimensional array. Two-dimensional or multi-dimensional array. What is two-dimensional array? An array is a collection of same related data items with a common name. Array definition. Two-dimensional array is a collection of table of elements. A collection of a table of elements means collection of table of elements. I mean, here table means table consists rows and columns. Clear? Then the next, an array which is represented by two dimensions x and y is called two-dimensional array. X represents rows and y represents columns. The two-dimensional array is also called multi-dimensional array. The two-dimensional array is also called multi-dimensional array. In two-dimensional array, we can declare an array as integer A of 33. A of 33. Here 3 how many elements we can store? 9 elements. 3 into 3, 9 elements. 3 rows and 3 columns. Here the first 3 represents rows, second 3 represents columns. For 3 into 3 matrix, here the first index value shows the number of rows and the second index value shows the number of columns in the array. The two-dimensional array are stored in the memory in the following two ways: row measure order implementation, column measure order implementation. Row measure order implementation. In row measure order implementation of arrays, the arrays are stored in the memory in terms of the row design. Clear? That is the first row of the array is stored in the memory, then second and so on. Suppose we have an array named A having 3 rows and 3 columns. When it can be stored in the memory, the following format. So 3 by 3 matrix A of 0, 0. It is 0 row and 0 column. Why it is called 0, 0? Then you can take any array. So it start with 0, that is lower bound value 0 and upper bound value equal to n minus 1, 3 by 3. 3 minus 1, 2, 3 minus 1, 2, 2 rows and 2 columns. Clear? I mean, so here 3 by 3 matrix, here the lower bound value equal to 0 and upper bound value equal to 2. Clear? So A of 0, 0, this location shows the A of 0, 0 array matrix, 0 location and 0 column. A of second matrix, array matrix. So it shows the first row and 0 column, second row and 0 column. Understand? Then A of 0, 1, here 0 row and first column, 1 row, first column, then second row, first column, then A of 0, 0 row, second column, first row, second column, and first row, second row, first column. This is the array representation. Thus, an array of 3 by 3 can be declared as follows. So this is A of 3, 3. Assign these elements already we learned in the previous class. Here, first 1, 2, 3 represents the first row of elements. Second 4, 5, 6 represents the second row of elements, and so on. It will be represented in the memory with row measure implementation as. So this is a table of elements matrix. Here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, 8, 9. Here 3 by 3 matrix. column measure order implementation. Column measure order implementation. Previously, we discussed the row order implementation previous slide. Now we need to discuss column measure order implementation. In column measure implementation of arrays, the arrays are stored in memory in terms of the column design. That is, first the column of the array is stored in the memory, then second and so on. Suppose we have an array named A having 3 by 3 columns, then it can be stored in the memory in the following manner. The previous this is same, then there is no problem. But here 0 row, 0 column, here 0 first 0 column, 1 element. Reverse of the previous example, reverse of the previous example, all of you. Here 0 row, 0 column, 0 element, 0 column, first element, 0 column, second element. First row, 0 column, first row, first column, first row, second column. Here second column, first column element, 0 column element, second column, first row element, second column, second column element. Thus, an array of 3 by 3 can be declared as follows. Here, this is the 3 by 3 matrix, same as previous example. This is an example. Clear? In general, we will follow row measure order implementation. So linear arrays. A linear array is a list of finite number of elements stored in the memory. Clear? A linear array is a list of finite number of elements stored in the memory. In a linear array, we can store only homogeneous data elements. Homogeneous means same related data items. Elements of the array form a sequence or linear list that can have the same type of data. Each element of the array is referred by an index set. So creation, insertion, deletion, and traverse of a linear array. All of you, tomorrow we will discuss this example. Creation, insertion, and traverse of a linear array. Next class we will discuss. Okay. So linear arrays. Next class we will discuss. So today I will send your WhatsApp group first unit material. All of you, I will send your WhatsApp group first unit material. Download immediately. Okay. Thank you very much.